Okay. Hey, Gil, are you with me?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that. I was having a little, just doing a little check on some technical stuff. So, first of all, do you mind disclosing the state that you live in?
No, not at all. I don't care right here on that. You know what?
What state is that?
California.
Oh, California. Okay, great. Now, I'm not that familiar with your testimony, but of course, you and I are on a same, or probably more than one Facebook group having to do with targeted individuals. And the way I understand it is you have been a targeted individual for quite some time.
Well, I found out 2.5 years ago, but I think now that I know what I know now, I think back, honestly, it's been going on since probably 03 to 04. When the weird stuff started happening, I just had no idea all those years, over 10 years. That's what I'm thinking. But it was minimal then, though. It kicked in 2.5 years ago. It was I was so oblivious to it that they wanted me to know that this was going on. So they kicked it up a huge notch.
Oh, wow. So it's kind of going on for a little while, and they're like, hey, this guy isn't paying attention.
I'm not 100%, but I'm 80% that it was going on. For sure, I can guarantee 2010. Mm-hmm. And then I just found out 2018 or 17, and, during the middle of 17. And then, but for sure 2010. But, I'm thinking even before that, 2003 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been going on for a while.
So when you first noticed it or realized, okay, this is really happening, was it at that time that it was all, as far as to your knowledge, a human component? In other words, it was other human beings that were doing this?
No, the other component was going on, but I didn't know it was tied. And it wasn't like I couldn't see it. It was just things were happening, weird stuff. I knew it was something more powerful, something greater than me was going on. And it was happening daily. It was happening daily. When I walked by my daughter's books, the fire engine would go off. Only for me. It was only for me. It's directed at me. Or the animal books that make noises. Boo, a cow goes, boo, you know what I mean? And then those would go off, her animal books. And then a hanger hit me in the back. It was clearly trying to get my attention. A hanger flew across the room and hit me in the back.
Wow.
My ex-girlfriend saw it. We have a baby together, but we broke up. Actually, it was right when we broke up is when they came out, basically, and wanted me to know, this is all happening now. But I'm glad it happened after I left. It was right after, but it was going on when I was with her. But I didn't know. I had no idea what it was. But you didn't know. Even though when it was going on, I didn't know what it was through the government. I had no idea. I thought it was a PI company for the longest time. I actually thought it was probably the first 8 months. I didn't know who it was. I really
You
didn't
thought
know.
It was a private investigator office?
Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, I just was figuring it had to be something like that, but I didn't know it was this.
What do you mean by this? What is it?
The program.
Okay, a program.
Program.
Okay. And a program of testing this targeted individual technology, this electronic harassment, or what? Okay.
Yeah.
And so, did you just somehow ended up? Did you really piss somebody off, or did you just end up inadvertently being a test subject?
There's a few people that got on because of whistleblowers or things like that. They piss somebody off. That's not my case. That's for sure. Mine's deeper than that, I believe, because of the gift I was given, or it was almost supernatural. It's a little deeper than that. It's my intuition all of a sudden is a sixth sense. When I feel something strongly about something, it's beyond strong than it used to be. It's it could be something where everybody's against it, no, there was no way it could be that. And if I'm feeling my intuition, it's super strong. It's telling me that's it, and I just go with it. I've learned to go with it. Before I went against it, and I was right every time. My intuition was right every fucking time.
Well, could it be that somehow this gift has made you shine brighter in some ways, shine brighter than your fellow human being, and that alone, that quality or that gift that you've given, is what attracted these predators to try to tarnish your light.
Yeah, I believe because everything that's going on right now is biblical. You know what I mean? I don't know. For some reason, I don't know. Maybe by the grace of God, maybe He did it so that way I could see what's going on to me. You know what I mean? To help me out, I guess. I don't know. I really don't know. I couldn't tell you. That's just one of my guesses. Because it all, when I was able to see, it was like weird. Like after I broke up, I left my girl. I felt like a big weight was lifted off me. And you know what? I honestly believe she's a target, or she's a gang stalker. That she was sent to me. We had a child together.
She was what?
She's being a bitch. She's not letting my family see my little girl. She's not letting me. So I think she's a gang stalker for sure. Because I looked up stuff on my computer after we broke up. She was hacking into my stuff, and I was like, how is she doing this? She was getting help from them, and she was finding out stuff like when I set up court and all that. She found out right away. It was through them. And then I looked up stuff that said like stuff that she was looking up, and it wasn't me. I never looked this up. I didn't even know what it was. I had to look it up. Gaslighting? I never heard of that until I looked, and that's exactly what she was doing to me the whole time we were together in a relationship. She totally did the gaslighting. And that's one of their main things that they do. So I believe that she was sent to me. She just wasn't supposed to fall in love with me. You know what I mean?
Okay. Let me ask you this now, because I've heard several different, definitions for gaslighting. It's kind of a vague term. In Europe, what is your definition of gaslighting?
Just all the mind games. Basically, like if I know for a fact I saw something and hey, this is what I saw. No, that's not what's happening. Like she fully convinces me that that's not what it is, and it's this other thing, and telling me that I'm like crazy and this and that. Just things like that.
Right. Yeah, that's common.
Family,
that's a common tactic right there.
Family. And she was actually stalking me when I was with her. I used to tell her this, all this stuff. Before I even knew I was being targeted. I used to say, "You're stalking me. Like when we're together, like I'm working, she'd be stalking me. Like it was crazy." And it was like it's like it feels like I've been a magnet for years now. It's not like just it's an obsession people have had towards me. There's something going on in the universe with certain people, and I'm one of them, unfortunately. And I'm like a magnet towards obsession. People, they don't just go mediocre; they go all out and trying to ruin me or just whatever it is that they're trying to do.
Right, and so that's probably made some hardship in your financial situation, in your job situation, and obviously your relationship.
Like something's taking a hit for sure. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, that was one of the first things I was going to ask you is how has this affected your relationships? And then, you immediately, before I could even ask that, you started talking about the deal with your girlfriend and everything. So we just got kind of right to the heart of the matter as far as, the impact on your personal life.
Yeah, well, dude, I go on like all the dating sites and stuff, and they're on there. Like they, for whatever reason, they're putting girls on there, and just to, go out on a date with me, and then it's like, of course, to like try for me to like them, and then this isn't going to work out. Just stupid. Like, why are you wasting my time? Like, how can you screw with somebody like that?
But in other words, you get dates with plenty of good-looking chicks through the sites, and then for one reason or another, they just not going to work out.
It's not like I really care anyways. I don't really care for them anyways, but they're acting like I'm like falling for them or something. Like,
right.
I just met you. We've talked once or twice. Why are you even talking like this? And that happens a lot. Like they put a lot of girls on these dating sites to like target me.
Now, do you think it's possible that, say, for instance, some of these girls on these dating sites, do you think it's possible that some of them are unknowingly participating in this targeting?
I know for a fact that they have actually, this started kind of recently, they started calling the girls that aren't working for them. Now they're calling these girls saying that, this bad person or whatever, and all of a sudden I'm having these great conversations with them, and we have a date set up, and all of a sudden they're not even answering my calls. This happened like to 3 girls within like 3 or 4 days, and great conversations. Like, they're telling me, I can't wait to meet you. And all of a sudden, nothing. They don't even reply back to me. So I'm like, okay, this is what they're doing. Like, so then now, like, I've been telling the girls ahead of time, hey, look at this is what's going on. I don't give them the full detail, but like, and it's like, hey, look, if they're gonna ruin me anyways, I might as well take my chance and be straight up. You know what I'm saying? So they just don't even want me to have a relationship with anybody.
Yeah. They're trying to more or less, isolate you in society. It sounds like.
Well, basically their whole vendetta is for us to not have a good day ever. One day it was like my birthday. I told my mom, and I was like, "Oh man, I had such a good day. It was like the best day I've had in like 2 or 3 years."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it was just everything was going my way. It was just a good day. It was totally chill, and that was the worst thing I could have said because they made sure I never had another good day. I guarantee that's what it was because I said that.
Yeah, fascinating. Now let's talk about some of these videos that you've been taking.
Huh?
Let's talk about some of these videos that you've been taking.
Yeah.
Are some of these entities? Do you think they're like? Do they seem like reptilians or what are they?
That was the first time I've ever seen that.
Okay.
One day when I posted that.
I am at a person's house right now who's a very good friend of mine, and just I think a few days ago they had an experience with one of these hat men or hat man or shadow guys or whatever, like where she cold busted saw this dude, and of course he was surprised that she saw him, and he like whisked away or whatever. But you've heard of the entity called the Hat Man, right, or the Shadow Man?
No, I never heard of that. No, never.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a very common. It's a guy in a evil kind of looking guy with a big hat and a big coat, and it's a very well known phenomenon. He's got different names all throughout the world, but it's just a kind of a malevolent entity visitation, which is apparently real. Now, as far as the things that you've been seeing and catching on video, what are they?
Well, I don't believe there's any such thing as a reptilian. I don't think it's like a species. I just think it's a spirit. Like that's just what they have, different looks. That's what. Now that I see that, that's just what I believe.
Oh, there's like shapeshifters.
Their own like little look. I think that's just like one of their looks. They all have like their own character, basically.
Yeah, I pretty much am agree with you in general, and that I'm not even certain that there's even such thing as aliens, so to speak. That these are just other types of demonic entities.
Yeah, I have that too. I have a video. Actually, I'll send it to you. It's a video that my mom's, and you'll see it. I was on the couch and there's a picture. Video in the front door, and you can see the characters, and then all of a sudden it honestly looks like a spaceship lands out there, and then something walks up, and it's an alien case. So I know that's not. I don't believe that's what it is. It's just that's them. That's the spirits.
Mhm.
That's my opinion.
Well, it's fascinating.
The window too, it was gone. When I go up to the window, it would disappear. So I stayed back so I could get the video.
What did they look like?
Just their characters. I don't know. What's weird is like because I see them. I could see spirits. Okay.
You can see what? Stairs?
I can actually see them like the spirits, not just on video. But like what it is like I could see them with my eyes. But like when I see them with my eyes, it's mainly like it's more like the energy. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Do you sometimes see them out of the corner of your eyes?
Yeah, that's a dark entity. That's not good.
That's a known thing too. That sometimes people catch glimpses of these entities kind of out of the corner of their eyes.
Yeah.
Kind of between tick and talk. You just momentarily.
I wish I had that. I wish I had that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're seeing them full on.
Like it's like nonstop. Like they're basically being stalked. I'm for sure being stalked by this.
All right. Now, are they working in conjunction with human agencies to stalk you?
What's that?
Are they working in conjunction with human agencies? In other words, groups of humans and groups of spirits.
They're
working together.
They're totally linked. Yep.
Now, do all of the humans in the human groups know about the spirits, or some of them think that it's just all humans?
No, some of them do know about it, but okay, here's the thing. Here's how I know if you're being targeted, because a lot of them can't see them like I could see them. There's only a few of us that could see them actually, and basically, when their videos put their videos or whatever up on the internet or like pictures, I could see in the background something, and I'm like, okay, they are being targeted because all of us are being stalked by them.
Right. Now, here's another question: is it? And this is but the nature of video itself. if you and I were watching the same video that maybe had a spirit entity in it or something like this, would it be possible
you
that
may not see it? Yeah, you may not see it. Did you see that this morning?
I would not see it, but you would see it? That's possible.
I don't know. Did you see that this morning? Did you see all that when I sent it to you?
I watched it, and I wasn't really sure what to make of it. The thing is, I think I was watching it on my phone, and I think I watched it on my laptop, and I want to go in and put some light filters in it. Was it the tree that was the main focus of the activity?
Well, no, there was like by my back windshield. Look, and I'll do some still shots, like some screenshots, and then I'll kind of circle them, and I'll send you so you can kind of have an idea of what I'm. See, because you should be able to see it right away, like I do. Like they're all over.
It's just kind of dark, and I didn't know exactly what to look for. But yeah, if you'll do some screenshots for me, I want to see what's going on. I just wasn't really sure.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like not everybody can. So, but I think if I point it out, you probably will be able to see it, maybe. Because here's the thing, even my sister, like, I've showed them things that's right in front of their face. I even do a close up. Look at this. You don't see that, and they don't even see it. And I'm like, are they fucking with me? Are they fucking with me, or do they really not see that?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm under the impression that, like, even when I posted that video on there, I totally forgot. People aren't going to see that when I posted that. You know what I mean? There's only a few of us that can't. Like that one girl actually that messaged me, like, was like, I see it. Like, it kind of like made me feel better because so not everybody thinks I'm like crazy or something. Like, she validated it because she sees the same shit.
Well, let me ask you this: are there people within the group that have tried to ridicule you or mock you?
Not at all. They know. No, not at all. They know that it's there. They know it's part of it. No, not one person has. So I'm talking to the TI group, but on that's the first time I really posted something on there, the Facebook group. But as far as the TI group, the real group, no, nobody ever has.
Oh, well, what is the real group? Is it not a Facebook group, or what is it?
Huh?
You were talking about the real group, meaning a real group of targeted
individuals. All the TIs.
Yeah. Is it a Facebook group, or is it some other group that I haven't heard of?
No, it's just, we all we're like a little community because we're all going through the same thing.
Right, and I'm not. I don't know that I'm going through the same thing, but this is a subject that I have been following for quite some time, and
You would know if you were. You would totally know. I mean, well, I didn't know for all those years, but at least now, I was oblivious to it. I'd never even heard of it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I had no idea what it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I somewhat maybe feel like I'm a targeted individual, but my case is a little bit different. Well, in that they're not.
I saw one of your things, it looked like I honestly was looking at one of your pictures. What did you send me? I think you sent me something. It looked like you had a spirit be in the background. I have to relook at it.
I'm not sure. Was it a video or was
it I don't remember, but you sent me something, and it was just a quick glimpse, and it looked like it might have been something, but I have to go back and look. Now that you're saying that, I mean, who knows?
Well, the thing is,
they could go after you because you cover certain things. If you cover things in the past that's confrontational against the government, then they could do that to you.
Well, let me just tell you this, Gil. In the truther community, I've got tens of thousands of viewers on my show, according to YouTube analytics, even though I only have about 900 subscribers. But I interview compelling authors and experiencers, and I myself am an author and an experiencer, and I have been featured on the Leak Project. I don't know if you've heard of that show with with Rex Bear, and then also on Bases. Have you ever heard of the Bases Project?
No.
That's fascinating because the Bases Project is like the third biggest, basically conspiracy show in the world, and I'm good friends with them.
Was it on YouTube?
Excuse me?
What's it on? What show or what channel?
It's on YouTube. It's called The Bases Project.
Okay, I'm going to look it up. You know what? I don't really watch any shows on there. I just started going on it. So.
Oh, okay. Well, it's I don't know if you've heard of James Casbolt or Max Spears. Max Spears was assassinated about 3 years ago, but James Casbolt been put in prison. But there's luminaries in this truther community. And anyway, what got my foot in the door with some of these big shows and kind of put me in where I'm on some of these shows and stuff like this is my third book. I'm on my fourth book right now, but my third book is entitled "My Family Created the National Security State," and then in parentheses, "No need to thank me." And so what it is that my father's uncle, my great uncle, the late congressional leader George Mahon, controlled every dime of the United States defense budget for over 40 years, and that's Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, every dime, okay? And he also created some agencies that you've probably never heard of, like the NSA, the CIA, the FBI, and NASA.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
These organizations, and no one's ever tried to come out and refute my claims, and that is because none of this is a secret. Anyone can look it up, and so
right.
I guess you could say I come from a little bit of a strange family, and it's a family of pharaonic dominators. And so, all my life I've wondered, hey, what's my role in this? What's going on with me? You know what I mean? And so, because I've had an interesting life, and so that's kind of how, I've been looking into these things since I was a child.
Hey, you heard that we just got rid of the Federal Reserve, right? No longer.
No, I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, we're going to go.
You mean like the gold? You mean that we're not backed by gold or whatever?
No, we're going to be backed by gold. I think it was the fuck, what's it called? It starts with a K, I believe. I forget. Well, anyways, we actually, the Federal Reserve we've had since, back 200 years. It's privately owned, but they're the cause of a bunch of wars all the time. Like, so that we go to war for them.
You bet. You bet. Of course. Yeah. That's all.
But supposedly, I guess I was watching on the news, not news, but like bloggers that are, what do you call it? That don't do fake news. Basically, they're legit. But I was reading.
You mean alternative media, or?
Yeah, I don't even do news, regular news. I go to like The Guardian or Epic, or there's a couple other ones that I have that I check out, and they're legit. They cover real.
Well,
stories.
yeah, or seemingly, just about anything that's good is going to be co-opted, at some point. It's just that's just the nature of the system, and so I've been looking into these things for a lifetime, and all this stuff about banksters and cheating politicians and all that stuff, and even the pedophilia and stuff like that. That's really just kind of low-level stuff in the way. I mean, it's definitely going on. It's definitely real. But what I've been focused on for years now is the so-called spiritual aspect of all this. Where that's
the human being. It starts with the government.
What?
That starts with the government. It's pretty all the evidence that they collected on it. It's true. Like they do that.
Yeah, sure. And the secret societies and stuff like this.
Yeah.
And so I myself am a member of a secret society, and one of the most powerful secret societies in the world. And so I have a little bit of an insight into some of these things. But at the same time, I'm just looking for answers myself, and everything like this. So.
Right. It's good for a show too,
I try to have a little bit of fun with my show, and I've toned it down a little bit over the last couple of years, with my antics and stuff. We're trying to get more of a mainstream audience, but it's been a challenge.
I believe that there is reporting going on because, I could basically see them. They're around me 24/7, and then every time I do, like, something goes on, it's like they know about it. You could just tell because like just something will happen. I know that they know, and it's weird because sometimes like I'll hear like a yell, basically like when I'm even at work, I'm being like completely stalked. I'm being shot with energy, microwave energy weapons. Like they set up this thing so I do showers. I have my own business, and I waterproof shower. I do shower pans, basically custom built shower pans.
Oh wow! So you know about the mud bed and all that stuff.
Yeah, I do that. I do the pre-slope, concrete and all that.
Oh, fascinating. Yeah. I'm in the flooring business myself. I own a tiling company.
Right. So I have to deal with it there and stuff. Just all aspects. So, but I just know that I don't know how they're communicating it. I just don't know, but I just know it's happening.
You know that what's happening?
The communication between the two, human and the
and non-human intelligence. Absolutely. That's the whole game. That's why banksters, corrupt politicians, all this stuff. That's all one thing. But to get to the heart of the matter, until you start looking at the non-human intelligence aspect of this whole thing, you're never going to see the whole picture. And there's people that just stall out, and they're just, as far as they're looking to quote-unquote conspiracies, that's as far as they're ever going to go. It's just the banksters or the corrupt politicians, and it's just a money grab, greed and corruption and stuff like that. And it's really more than that, because the people human beings don't normally do what our despotic leaders do. They are possessed by demonic entities.
Yeah.
And they are involved in human sacrifice and all kinds of crazy shit. And it's not so much, and yes, it's evil and all these things that they're doing. And don't even, some things can't even be mentioned, like this in pedophilia and stuff. But it's what's bizarre about it is it's not only is it sinful and terrible what they're doing, but there's an actual science to it. They, by committing these despotic acts and these wars and acts of mass human sacrifice, there's an actual science to it where they're getting power from this, of different types of power, and it's fascinating how the whole thing works. And I don't pretend to know how it works, and then you got this whole reptilian angle, I just What have insights have you been able to?
What I saw, they've seen what I've seen, and they're totally taking it to another level. But they don't see the spirit aspect of it. Do you see what I'm saying? So they don't understand. So they just think that's a whole new species or something.
Oh yeah. They think it's an alien or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So So now have you ever heard of Richard Bruce?
Who? No.
Richard Bruce. Well, he's the guy. He's an obscure guy, and he has a YouTube channel. He's out there in California, but he tapes a lot of these reptilian shapeshifters and stuff, and off TV and everything. But then he starts getting fucked with by the cops and stuff like that. The sheriffs will go by over his house in helicopters and stuff like that. And so is that type of thing happen to you, like where like local law enforcement and stuff seems to somehow be involved?
Yeah. They are like for instance, I work LA to Orange County, or LA to San Diego. That's my distance. And when I'm being followed by the sheriffs 24/7. Like every time I hit the road, when I'm on the road, but they stay way back. But I could see them way back there. I'm talking about a mile back.
And it makes you wonder though. So like, are these like regular people? And they what? I mean, are these like they're what?
It's just a mind game. They do it to fuck with my mind.
Yeah. Panic. I know, but I mean, so are all the cops in on it, or is it just a few of the cops? You know what I mean?
I think majority of them are because I think they're probably getting grants from the government, so they have no choice. They have to,
Yeah. Well, okay. So they know they're following people and harassing them, but are they doing any type of electronic harassment on you?
No, I don't believe they're doing that. No.
To you, or you don't believe they're doing that at all?
No, I don't believe that they're doing that to me. No, that's a huge lawsuit on their end if they are seen doing that. So I think they're just doing the following part, but they don't need to do that because they have all the other people doing that. They're on the street.
Oh, they have other people doing the electronic harassment.
Yeah, all those street people.
Oh, yeah, and by that you mean like the people that are working for them that are just out in the regular neighborhood or whatever,
gang communities or whatever you want to call them.
Gang stalkers, right? Now, have they gone after you with the gang stalkers?
Oh yeah. I got every aspect. Dude, I've had my truck stolen. I've had another truck caught on fire, like completely. I was working and my whole truck went up in flames.
Wow.
Out of nowhere. So totally,
that's a trip.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like, I've had it gnarly, bro. You've had no idea. Like, I can't say, like, when I see people posting stuff on there and they're complaining because they're being shot at or being followed, I have it so bad nobody even understands. No, you have no idea. So everybody who knows who's having it worse than the other. It doesn't even matter. But I would never tell them, oh, I'm having it worse than you, because you just don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I can guarantee you this. I'm probably one of the top ones that have it the worst, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Now, let me ask you this. You mentioned that, and I think in reference to these, some of these, spiritual entities, that they're scared of you.
Yeah, well, fear. There's a fear there. That's why there's so many following.
I mean, that's a point in your favor with Tupac.
Huh? What?
In other words, that was a good thing. I mean, it's better for them to be scared of you than you to be scared of them,
Yeah. I think it's more like a fear. I think there's a little bit of a difference in a way. I think it's like a...
Your voice is kind of fading out on me. If you could put your mouth a little bit closer to the receiver.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you much better.
Okay. Like I think it's more like a fear, I don't know, I can't really explain it. But
yeah. Well, that's their food. I don't know if you've picked up on that yet, but that's what they eat is human fear. And so that's what they're trying to generate in people is fear, and the energy that comes off of that is one of the names for it is loosh. So they're trying to get this loosh. They're feeding off of our fears.
Yeah, you're right.
And there's actually every man, woman, and child in the world has two of these entities attached to them.
Yeah.
And this, I've learned this from, listening to Rudolf Steiner and stuff, but that gets kind of into some advanced stuff. I've got some videos about it and stuff. But yeah, now is there any more videos?
Let me tell you this real quick. Can I tell you this real quick?
You bet.
Mine kicked in a notch. Well, mine kicked in a huge notch is when I discovered something that they did not like, and it kicked it in. Ever since then, it was like the worst thing I could have done. Oh, something on that foot. Oh my God, blade. Hey, they don't like me talking about it. There's a fucking huge razor blade came straight up. My foot went right into it.
Well, what happened?
I just stepped on a razor blade right now. The shoes one was pointing straight up. So obviously they don't like me talking about what I'm talking about right now.
Oh, you mean you just now stepped on a razor blade?
Yes, right now as I'm talking to you on the phone.
Wow. So are you bleeding? Are you bleeding profusely?
Yeah.
Hey, is there any way you can take a picture? Is there any way you can take a picture of it? I mean, I'm not trying to make light of the situation.
Yeah.
And document it, and that way, after we finish talking on the interview, I can show some of these pictures of the actual, that you're being messed with while, you're talking to me.
I'll show the blade. Okay, so basically, oh man, there's a gnarly blade too. It's one of the ones.
Yeah, and so where did this blade come from? It doesn't belong to you. It just they planted it there.
This happened to be on the floor right there, and I didn't see it there before.
Wow, I mean, yeah, how many times do you walk across the floor and there just happens to be a razor blade there? I mean, yeah, I got to admit that's bizarre.
No, never.
Right. So now, is there any other videos that you can send me that I can show on this interview?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll look through and I'll send you some. This was going to tell you. It was basically what I stumbled upon was, okay, so the government can anything that has a shine to it, that has a reflection, anything, it doesn't matter what it is. Mm-hmm. If it reflects and you could see like somebody on it, you could see somebody's reflection, they could watch you through that, and they do.
I believe it. I've been investigating this phenomenon called Ghostlight Road down there in Saratoga, Texas, and there's these glowing orbs.
People would say it was only certain types of mirrors. No. They do that for every type of mirror, and they could do metal. Your whole car is a surveillance, the windows and the metal. I know for a fact it is, because my eyes are able to see what I see. I'm able to pick up the silhouettes of people's heads. I could see them on the glass. Like I could see through. I could see them watching me.
Yeah. Wow.
It's crazy. And then like, so one day I stumbled upon it, like, and I was like, when I first saw it, it was okay. All the mirrors in my house are completely like, they break in and they, whatever they got to do, they do. And I don't know, they put some sort of, what's it called? Micro something. I forget what it's called, but you can't even see it. It sticks. So basically it's like they surveillance for them. But basically I had this mirror on the wall and I started looking at it and I shined the light at it and then I could see people like going on a people walker or like an escalator. I can't remember which other one, but I could see people going up like an escalator and they're just looking over at me like at the thing, like thinking I can't see them. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sitting there watching them and they're like, what the fuck? Like, people watching me? Like I'm like on display. So I think all are on display at like whatever their center is or whatever, probably. That's what I'm assuming. So for like people to like see, oh yeah, these are targeted, you know what I'm saying? Because people are like completely just going up a people walker, just tons of people just going through this thing, and they're just watching, like in my home.
Wow, that's fascinating. So so why don't you?
I started writing things down on a piece of paper, and I started putting it up, putting like fraud and this and that, like talking shit, and that was the worst.
Yeah, that's a good idea to document it as much as you can.
Yeah, so next thing I know, I see a guy in a green beret, like. I see somebody's in a green beret right up at my mirror with another, like this little lady, and she had the meanest look on her face, and she was pointing at me. Like, mad, they were pissed. Right?
Wow.
Don't put me on your wall. You know what I mean? Like, I completely stumbled upon it. But now I know, like, after that, I was noticing it on my car, like on the outside, like everything I do, they're watching everything.
Wow. That's amazing. Now, so, Gil, if you don't mind, send me a couple of, your most outstanding videos and maybe even some stills like, and so that way I can show them with the viewers. And, I'd like to have you back on the show sometime, maybe even when we can do a regular Skype interview and have it video, which is the way I usually do my shows. And I don't know if you are interested in that, but your testimony is definitely compelling.
Cool.
And I think a lot of people will be interested to hear about this. And so, is it okay if I use your name, or do we need to? Okay,
I don't mind.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to put together a show based on our, what our discussion that we've had today, and after our phone call, any pictures or videos that you send me, and let's just take it from there. And of course, then I'll let you know when it's going to be published, and maybe even as early as today.
Okay. Yeah,
all right.
whole thing is just making sure that you don't feel like you do that. You know what I'm saying?
Say that again. I'm having a hard time hearing you.
From what I'm getting. Cool.
Yeah, I was having a hard time hearing you. Could you speak into the phone?
Oh, no, it's all good. No, it's all good. You're cool.
Okay. Yeah, and so let's stay in touch, and please send me some videos and pictures, and I look forward to hearing more from you.
Yeah, I'll do it in a little bit. Give me like about 30 minutes, and I'll start going through my thing. I'm just getting dressed right now, and then I'll send you some stuff, and then let me know if you. Well, what I'll do is I'll send some like skills with it, showing like kids this is what to look for. You know what I mean?
You bet. Yeah, just send me whatever you think is pertinent that the viewers would like to see.
I'll send you the one with the lizard, and then you can see. Here's the thing, though. It's like you can see the tongue and his head turning with the tongue going in and out, which is like cool looking. So I'll do a still of that, and I'll circle it so you know where to look.
Yeah, awesome. That sounds good, Gil.
Oh, this was going to tell you. You do you have an iPhone?
Yes, I do.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so right when you play the video, this is how I stumbled upon all this. I didn't even know my videos had this shit, bro.
Oh my gosh.
Is at first, because what I did was I have a video of orbs flying through my place too, like 6 or 7 orbs. But here's what you have to do: you have to, right when the video plays, hit the pause button, okay, and then wait a second till like all the bottom little windows pop up, and then just scroll from right to left slowly, frame by frame.
And this is on the video that you sent me today, right?
Huh?
This is on the video that you sent me today. I am to follow this.
Yeah, any of the videos, all of them, do that because you can see it. What I'm talking about, you should be able to see it that way. If it's regular playing, you're not going to see it.
Right.
But when you slow it down frame by frame, you're going to see, you will see it for sure.
You
Okay,
should.
cool.
I'm going to try that, Gil, and so I appreciate your time, and I'm going to go try that right now.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right, bud.
All right, bye.
See you a little bit later. Thanks. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Daily, windshield a little dirty. Wow, it's really dirty. Didn't even realize that. Quite interesting. Well, we got a new guy. Moving eyes. It looks like me in the morning when I wake up. What the hell's hanging up there? Is that Jason from Friday the 13th? Hanging from a tree?